All right, guys, you're welcome to my YouTube channel and you're welcome to weekly uh, Forex market outlook and indices analysis too. Right, so we're going to start with DXY. It's going to be a quick one, right? And last week, right, as you can see, what we analyzed, right from the weekly time frame, right, the weekly time frame, we are really expecting this low to be taken if you actually did not forget. And we said our optimate zone is actually this particular low. Now, this low has been taken with the first week here. It created an equal low. Then this current week, the last week also gave us this doji. Then what I'm expecting is, now, as you can see, price is actually bearish on this pair. Right now, let's look at the daily time frame. The daily time frame price is actually rejected on this zone. This way, further we have 1 to 3, right? So what can we see? Price also dropped and it was really accumulating around this area. It's either we see this low being taken or we just see the reversal trend continuation, price just continue to go higher. But majorly what we can see on this pair is that I really want to see this high, right, to be taken. Then I want to see a sell to buy, right? A sell to buy, maybe at this particular zone, we'll actually be looking at this zone to be a buying zone for us, right? Because this already gave us a 3 pattern, then we might be looking at this low to be preserved. But if this low is now stopped out, all right, maybe like a liquidity grab, then we might be expecting a mini liquidity, movement up. But really, this week, I really want, as price has taken out this liquidity here, I want this high to be taken again before the drop. Maybe price will reject somewhere around this LVG or so, right? So that's what I can see on this pair. And if that will not happen, price can just continue to go lower. But mostly this particular block that you see here, this SOB, right, is a point of interest for me. And that SOB that you have there, if you actually mark that, that is a zone on the lower time frame. Now let's do that. It's going to be a zone on the 4 hour time frame. As you can see, this is an NOB here. So we can refine it to this zone that this is what where we are looking for price to actually reverse from, right, at this particular block, right? We're expecting price to come to this zone for us to buy this pair. Anyway, on the 4 hour time frame, 1 hour time frame rather, right, we can see price already gave us an impulsive move or impulsive move down, which can actually suggest that this particular block can really serve as a rejection for us to see price moving down. But anyway, I still want a liquidity grab before anything will happen. So that is what I will be looking for on the DXY. So I will be bearish after this liquidity graph actually happens. But if price just continues to go higher, then I have to change my bias. But I'm actually looking for opportunity to sell this pair until we get to this zone, and I will look at the reaction of the price action on this zone before I'm going to be a buyer. So anyway, let's look at other pairs. Right, we're going to start with now. Well, last week I actually made an analysis on that same pair that I just showed to you, and this was what I was really expecting to happen on the 4 hour time frame. And as you can see, that was the exact thing that really happened on this pair. Then, if you see it or let me start with Euro USD. Right, on Euro USD, I was expecting this zone or price should come back to take out this liquidity. And as you can see, that's really what happened. The price took out this liquidity, and one of my students actually take this as an entry. Then also, you can also see that on my flashcard. Have I sent this as a flashcard? I'm not really sure, but this is actually a very good trade that you can play with and you can also analyze. So this week, what am I really expecting? Just like what I said, I'm expecting a bearish dollar index. So this implies that this already took out liquidity and price is also accumulating up. So, and there is a double side impulsive here, an impulsive move down, impulsive move up. So I'm really expecting this pair to go higher. Now on the daily, price is still accumulating up. Price to out liquidity here. This at how this actually closed. So I'm expecting this pair to really go higher. And on the weekly time frame, right, this particular zone is still much available for us, even though that has been taken. But we have another ultimate zone here, which we might likely see price taking out that zone. So with that particular notion, right, I want to see the price moved up, right, price go into that zone to actually take that zone out. So I'll be looking for much more opportunity to buy this pair. So two things can actually happen: is that price come here and reject, which is not really very good for me, but I will really be looking for forward to this low being taken, then ask a spot a reversal maybe tomorrow which is going to be Monday or Tuesday, for me to continue in this trade. So basically, that is what I want to see. Now, for USDCHF, the same thing, just like we're expecting a sell to buy, all right? I mean, a sell direction to buy, and that is what we might likely be seeing. Now, on the 4-hour time frame, this took out liquidity here, as you can see it, then this is an sub here, then we can likely expect price to really pull back to this. Now, look at this zone on the 4-hour time frame. We'll be looking at price pulling back to this zone, right? Doing something like this, price liquidity, take out this liquidity. This particular high can also be taken out, no doubt. But that will mean that this particular zone will now serve as a rejection zone for us. So that implies that this also zone might likely be taken out. But our first reaction will be on this box, and the other reaction will be on this box. So with that, and you can also see the price action. Price is really accumulating up, which is really showing a weakness. The only thing we can see here is a accumulation. Then we have an impulsive move up, then also it dropped back also in an impulsive move. So with this, I can expect this weekly high, last week high, to be taken out, which is also Friday's high, then price drop, or price should come back, take out this 2 weeks high, then also drop. That's what I'll be expecting. But anyway, if price now establish a bullish trend during the course of the week, then I will be riding with that direction. But for now, this is what I can see. I will not trade what I think, but what I can rightly see on this pair. I hope we are following. Now on GBP USD, right? I still believe that this pair, right, just like based on our analysis, right, I was expecting this particular zone to be a rejection, and ultimately that was the zone that really worked out. Then price is still really compressing. So I still want price to really go up. You can see price is really accumulating up, no doubt. So this price did not drop after this particular liquidity graph here. So with this, I'm also expecting this high to be taken, this high to be taken. This is a 4-hour time frame. Now on the weekly time frame, right, I told you, just like what I said last week, I'm not sure, let's draw it again, right? So this creates like an equal high, which actually we attract more liquidity, right, to be taken off that zone, as you can see it. So I'm expecting a bullish movement to actually take out this high after price is actually accumulating before we can now see a bearish movement on this pair. Now 4-hour will now make sense to us. Where are we looking to buy this pair? Is either this Friday's low, let's go to 1-hour time frame, is taking for us to actually trade in that manner. So we'll be expecting an higher time frame rejections on the LPC. This is an MBB here, even into an NOB. Then we can refine that into this LC. Last candle of the MBB, then take out liquidity here. So mostly this particular high will be taken, and eventually this particular high into this zone that we're really looking at. So this implies that we're expecting this low to be taken, price break that structure, then this also took out liquidity here, much more opportunity for us to really trade, take out liquidity, then we won't really want to trade this up in that manner. So that is what I can see. But if we are going to have a buy to sell, maybe this high will be the first to be taken out. Market can just go high, take out this high before coming back to the zone and actually move up, or break that high and continue to move higher. Anything can actually happen within that range. I hope you understand that. So the next pair we're going to look at is CADJPY. Now on the weekly time frame, we can also see it's also going higher. Daily time frame is going higher. All right, it's going higher. It has already taken out a liquidity here, and price did not really give us any. It was already accumulating. So this was the current yearly high. Then price came back and take out that high. That's the liquidity. Anyway, we actually cannot find a confirmation there. So the best way for me to really trade this is actually going to be on M30. So let me see. Go back to the daily again. Yes, that's the day one, day two, 30 minutes time frame again. So let's see. All right, so this is it here. So the best way for me to trade this now, price already gave me a liquidity graph here, which this might likely be the entry. But anyway, I can expect two things to happen in here. Now, the first one is going to be a liquidity graph, just like price is really accumulated that this way, right? This way, in Asian section, I want price to really accumulate, then create a high, then price to trace back, then come back and reject off this zone, taking out that liquidity, then drop. That is the first thing I would really be expecting to trade a sell on this pair, despite the fact that we know that price is still very much bearish. But anyway, we are expecting a sell to buy. So this trade that I'm showing to you is firstly a sell first before we are not going to see a buying trade. So that's what I can have here. And the reason why I'm going to sell is not just based on any idea. It's the fact that price has really been going up in an accumulation phase to call liquidity. Then M30 also gave us a very strong pattern, which might likely suggest to us what might really happen. But anyway, on the 4-hour time frame, you can see what really happened. So this can eventually come here to take out this high, which is what we saw on the 30-minute time frame. Or price will just retrace down in a compressed manner and come back right to this FVG, which is actually most suitable because it's beside a structure, or we can likely see this particular zone also being retested. Well, anyway, we're going to see a buy to sell. I mean, a sell to buy, a sell to buy. This pair is still very much active until the trend will change, right? Then on the JPY, EURJPY, sorry, on the EURJPY, we can also see in the weekly time frame the same thing, very bullish. On the daily time frame, the same, right? It is super bullish, right? Super bullish, right? And on the 4-hour time frame, it is. But we can also expect a sell to buy, right? We can expect a sell to buy. So this implies that we might likely be seeing this high being taken out. As you can see, this high being taken out, much more on the 1-hour time frame. Can you see that 1-hour time frame? So we want something like this. Take out this high. Price is really accumulating here. All right, take out that high and drop. So most likely, let's go to 4-hour time frame again and see where we can buy. Likely where we want this particular low to be taken out. And when that low is taken out, then we want price to really reject all this or even this FVG here, or at worst, price will come back to this. We just see the reaction that price would give to us. Now let me just see what 15 minutes is saying. Right, that's that. So that is what I can actually see. Accumulation, take out the liquidity, then we can actually see that run off there. So that is for Euro JPY. So the next pair we're going to look at would be gold. All right, gold also you can see in daily time frame that's been going higher. On the weekly time frame, we have it sitting on this particular block, even though I am still expecting this particular zone to be taken out because it looks it's actually a liquidity zone. So going higher, we can actually have a zone that is attracting this particular price action to that zone. So this implies that now we can see a sell to buy, just like what I said yesterday. I mean, last week, price gave us a sell, then price is also accumulating here, though this is much more a bullish pattern than being bearish. You can see 1, 2, 3 of that particular last candle, then we want this continue to go in higher. Anyway, I cannot really buy this pair here now until price actually will give me a very good price action. So this implies that we can expect a sell to buy. A sell to buy is just an opportunity for us to trade in both ways, right? It's for us to see what price is doing and for us to trade in both ways. So that's why I always take sell to buy. If the pattern would present itself, a sell to buy, and if that did not happen, price can just continue to go higher. But really, I want that to happen. We can call this accumulation, price take out that high, then that we eventually created this, then price can now drop maybe to this point or whichever zone is going to get to for us to see the reversal pattern, then we will be good. So I hope you are with me. So that's what I'm expecting. This space is super bullish, as you can see. Let's do 1-hour time frame. Let's do 1-hour time frame. 1-hour time frame, we can see this 3, 1, 2, 3. Price gave us that. Then this is also a 3 here. 1, 2, 3, and price already give us 1, 2, 3 here. So is it that price reject off this particular block? That's number 1, or price take out this liquidity? That is number 2. So that's my expectation. Now, for me to really trade this one, right, we actually make me to see some kind of a special stuff on the 15 minutes time frame, which is what we call the higher time frame injections on the LPC. On the 15 minutes time frame for me to really trade that, or just expect that liquidity grab there, which would be better for me. So for USD, US30 in weekly time frame, we know that it's going higher. Daily time frame is going higher. Then we can expect this particular monthly high to be taken out more. So we actually see something that can really attract price. Then also at the same time, we have double-sided impulsiveness. Price moved up here and moved down here. So by this particular notion, we can expect price to come back to this block. Right, so we have to change here also. I'll be looking at this zone as a rejection zone, for me to see a push down, or after this particular high has been liquidated. I mean, maybe point price actually take out that. So what am I expecting on this pair? Let me just pull it here. Probably a refinement of the daily MBB would be better. Right, refinement of the 50% of that zone. Right, so that's what I'm expecting. I want price now. This R is an FVG and it actually is an SOP and engulfing. All right, so with that, most likely, right, price is really accumulating like this. This particular high should be taken. So that is really better for us. So in that instance, we want price to accumulate, take out this liquidity, pull back on this, and actually pull back down. Or price now eventually take out this high as we have marked it on the higher time frame. So with this, what are we really looking for? Now, as you can see, this is what we have here on US30. That's always been bullish, so we don't really have any reason to buy. Now, the only way now on the weekly time frame is bullish, on the daily time frame is also bullish too. The only way we can buy it is when we actually see a very good, a simple market structure on this particular pair for us to buy it. That would be a basis for us to buy it, or maybe on the 1 hour time frame. So I might say, now let's see 1 hour time frame. Like I can see if price eventually pull back to this particular zone, then that's going to be an idea of a buying trade for me. So this implies that, right, I will also like to refine this particular pair to this anyway. Maybe 30 minutes should give me a good something there. Let's wait for it. Right, so that's still a better stuff for us. So we can, if that particular selling trade will not happen, just like what I've stated, the best thing for us to also to look at will be this. As you can see, we want this particular low to be stopped out, right, and price should pull back to this for a buy. But let's see which one will happen first. If it's actually going to be this, fine for me. But it's actually going to be this liquidity, then I will be looking to buy this pair up, providing that this pair is still high. Then my target on this pair will be this particular high, right? Then I'll also be looking for that selling opportunity if at all my structure presents itself. Now the same thing with this pair, US30 on the weekly time frame, you can see this is actually a point of attraction to us. Why? Because when price was dropping, all right, price could not really drop in an impulsive move. So with that, we can expect this high to be taken out. And on the daily time frame, we also have something like a equal high here. So we're expecting this price to go higher. Now, the best thing for us to see a buy will be on the 1 hour time frame, right? On the 1 hour time frame, let's see through that. Price was really accumulating here, so we can expect a liquidity grab of this particular low before we can actually see a buy, right, of this particular low. That's number one. And number two, right, is look at the 4 hour time frame. What can we really see? Right, price already took out, all right, two things. Price already took out this liquidity. I will not just leave it at that. Maybe it's already gave us a little track. Maybe another liquidity can actually happen, or price will just continue to drop, or because of this confirmatory candle, the price can just continue to drop. And also, it is sitting on an order block. Sitting on an order block can actually mean that price can just drop to give us a sell to buy. So I'm actually going to be a buyer on this pair, most especially when this price actually pull back to this. Is actually my best zone, or this particular head VG. All right, and the refinement will be this. So two things, as I've already said. Now this particular zone. So if we go to 1 hour time frame, there is something we're actually looking out for. I want this particular low to be taking price pull back to this for me to be a buyer. That's for 1 hour. And in 4 hour time frame, price can as well come back to this. But I believe this much more, right? Price take out this liquidity, also come back to this, or price just take out liquidity and just move higher from there. So guys, this is what I have for you. I hope you have learned from my analysis, and I hope you are also learning. Now, this is to announce that our mentorship class should start by June 1, right? We'll begin to take new students for that, and that will be it's going to be on a Tuesday. So we're going to start that. As many people that really wish to join, right? This is going to be the last class before an increment in our price again, right? So if you really want to jump in, so it's high time for you, right? on Tuesday, right, the announcement will be made. As many people that want to register, you can enroll for the mentorship for you to be guided and for you to know how to analyze space. So this is what I have for you today. If you have any question, you can contact me on my Telegram page, all right, which this is where I'm much more active at online trader, right, 16. So I'm much more active there, or you can send it to online trader 17, but that will still refer you to online trader 16. So these are my Telegram accounts. This one is just for customer service 17, and this one is my own personal Telegram that I use to reply people. Then also you can, link is in the description box. You can join us on Telegram. You can also follow us on Instagram. Then also don't forget to subscribe to this YouTube channel. I hope you have learned much, right? And until next week, make sure you take care of yourself and have a good trading week. God bless you.